Famous gay people who died of AIDS. Number 12. Steven Stucker was an American actor and comedian, best known for his role as Johnny, the quirky and eccentric air traffic controller, in the 1980 comedy Airplane, and its sequel Airplane 2, the sequel. His performance in Airplane became iconic due to his fast-talking delivery and hilarious improvisational humor, especially his memorable lines and antics. Stucker was known for his ability to ad-lib and add a unique energy to his roles, often creating a more unpredictable, comical vibe in his scenes. Aside from his work in the Airplane, he appeared in a variety of television shows, but his association with Airplane remains his most famous role. Tragically, Stucker's career was cut short when he passed away in 1986 from complications related to AIDS. Number 11. Brad Davis was an American actor best known for his powerful and diverse roles in both television and film during the 1970s and 1980s. He gained recognition for his portrayal of Billy Hayes in the 1978 film Midnight Express, a role that earned him a Golden Globe nomination. The film, directed by Alan Parker, was based on the true story of an American student who was imprisoned in Turkey for drug smuggling, and Davis's portrayal of Hayes' emotional and physical suffering became one of his most iconic performances. Despite his early success, Davis struggled with personal issues, including his battle with substance abuse, which affected both his career and personal life. His life took a tragic turn when he died in 1991 at the age of 41 from complications related to AIDS, a condition he had kept private. Number 10. Andrej Nepola was a Slovak figure skater who is widely regarded as one of the greatest male single skaters of his time. Born on January 22, 1951, in Bratislava, Czechoslovakia, now Slovakia, Nepola became an international star in the 1970s. His most notable achievement came in 1972 when he won the Olympic gold medal in men's singles at the Winter Olympics in Sapporo, Japan. This victory made him the first skater from Czechoslovakia, and later Slovakia, to win an Olympic gold in figure skating. Nepola was also a three-time world champion, 1971, 1973, and 1974, and a five-time European champion, 1969 to 1973. After his competitive career, Nepola continued to contribute to the figure skating community, both as a coach and a choreographer. He passed away from complications related to AIDS on February 2, 1989, at the age of 38. Number 9. Pedro Zamora was a Cuban-American AIDS educator and reality television personality, best known for his appearance on the MTV reality series The Real World, San Francisco, 1994. He became an influential figure in the early AIDS awareness movement and is remembered for his courage, compassion, and activism in the face of the disease. Zamora's story gained widespread attention when he became the first openly HIV-positive person to appear on a reality TV series, helping to reduce stigma and raise awareness about the epidemic. Tragically, he passed away from complications related to AIDS on November 11, 1994, at the age of 22, just months after the airing of the Real World season. Number 8. Keith Haring was an American artist and social activist, renowned for his vibrant, bold, and often controversial work that bridged the worlds of art, culture, and social issues. Born on May 4, 1958, in Reading, Pennsylvania, Haring became one of the most influential figures of the 1980s New York City art scene, known for his street art, graffiti-inspired works, and use of symbols like radiant babies, barking dogs, and dancing figures. Beyond his distinctive style, Haring was deeply involved in activism, using his art to raise awareness about issues like AIDS, apartheid, substance addiction, and LGBTQ+ rights. As someone who was openly gay and diagnosed with AIDS, Haring used his platform to speak out about the AIDS crisis, becoming an outspoken advocate for education, prevention, and support for those living with the disease. Tragically, Haring passed away from AIDS-related complications on February 16, 1990, at the age of 31. Number 7. Libertas, born on May 16, 1919, in West Allis, Wisconsin, was an American pianist, singer, and actor, famous for his flamboyant and extravagant performances. He became one of the most famous entertainers of the 20th century, known for his virtuoso piano skills, as well as his over-the-top costumes, candelabra-laden performances, and larger-than-life persona. Libertas' career took off in the 1950s and 1960s, where he became a household name through television appearances, live performances, and recordings. His performances were often elaborate, with elaborate sets and grandiose gestures, making him a beloved figure to audiences seeking entertainment that was as visually striking as it was musical. Though he was often the subject of rumors regarding his sexuality, Libertas never publicly acknowledged being gay during his lifetime. Despite this, his sexual orientation became a more openly discussed part of his legacy after his death. Libertas passed away on February 4, 1987, from complications related to AIDS, which he had contracted in the 1980s. Number 6. Dominic Elliot was a distinguished British actor known for his versatile performances in both film and television. Born on May 31, 1922, in London, Elliot had a career that spanned several decades, earning him recognition for his ability to portray a wide range of characters, from dramatic roles to lighter, comedic ones. His career truly soared in the 1980s, with a string of memorable performances in both British and Hollywood productions. Elliot became widely known for his portrayal of Dr. Marcus Brody in Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, and its sequel Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 1989, where he played the bumbling but endearing archaeologist who assists Indiana Jones on his adventures. Tragically, Dominic Elliot's life was cut short when he passed away on October 6, 1992, at the age of 70, after battling complications related to AIDS. He had kept his diagnosis private, and his death brought attention to the impact of the disease on the entertainment world. Number 5. Robert Reed was an American actor best known for his role as Mike Brady, the father in the popular television sitcom The Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974. Born on October 19, 1932, in Highland Park, Illinois, Reed's acting career spanned several decades, and while he is most famous for his work on The Brady Bunch. Before The Brady Bunch, Reed had established himself in the entertainment industry through roles in theater and television. Though The Brady Bunch was a major hit and has remained beloved as a family sitcom, Reed was known to have been unhappy with the show's formulaic and light-hearted approach to family life. Reed's personal life, however, was marked by struggles with his identity. He was a closeted gay man during his time on The Brady Bunch, and it wasn't until after his death that it was revealed he had been living with AIDS. He passed away from complications related to the disease on May 12, 1992, at the age of 59. Number 4. Rock Hudson was an American actor who became one of the biggest stars of Hollywood's golden age, known for his suave, handsome appearance and his roles in romantic comedies and dramas. Born Roy Harold Scherer Jr. in Winnetka, Illinois, Hudson served in the U.S. Navy during World War II before transitioning to a career in acting. He signed with Universal Pictures in the early 1950s and adopted the name Rock Hudson, which helped shape his public persona as a leading man. Hudson's breakthrough role came with the film Magnificent Obsession, 1954, and he soon became a top box office draw, starring in a string of successful films such as All That Heaven Allows, 1955, Giant, 1956, and Pillow Talk, 1959. Known for his charm and effortless appeal. While Hudson was known for his roles in light-hearted films, he also showed his range in more dramatic roles, such as his Academy Award-nominated performance in Giant alongside Elizabeth Taylor and James Dean. Despite his public image as the quintessential leading man, Hudson struggled with his private life, particularly his sexuality. He was one of the most famous closeted gay actors in Hollywood, carefully maintaining a heterosexual image in public, often seen with women in staged relationships. This aspect of his life remained hidden from the public until 1985, when Hudson revealed he was gay shortly before his death from complications related to AIDS. Number 3. Roy Cohn was an American lawyer and political fixer, best known for his role as a controversial figure in American politics and law. Born on February 20, 1927, in New York City, Con rose to prominence in the 1950s as a key assistant to Senator Joseph McCarthy during the infamous McCarthy hearings, which targeted alleged communists in the U.S. government and other institutions. Con's aggressive tactics and ruthless pursuit of alleged communists made him both feared and notorious. After the McCarthy hearings, Con became a prominent New York lawyer. He represented various high-profile clients, including business magnates, politicians, and celebrities. His career as a private attorney was marked by his willingness to take on powerful figures and use unscrupulous tactics to protect them. He was known for his sharp legal skills but also for his unethical practices, including manipulation, bullying, and spreading misinformation. Con's legal methods were often described as aggressive and unscrupulous, and he frequently crossed ethical lines in pursuit of victory. One of Con's most notable legal actions was his involvement in the 1960s case defending the interests of the mafia, and he became a lawyer for various organized crime figures. He was also known for representing the likes of Donald Trump in his early real estate career, establishing a close relationship with the future president. Con's personal life was similarly controversial. He was known for his intense secrecy, particularly regarding his sexuality. Despite his public persona as a staunch opponent of homosexuality, Con was privately gay and suffered from complications related to AIDS in his later years, although he never publicly acknowledged his sexual orientation. Con died of complications from the disease on August 2, 1986, at the age of 59. Number 2. Anthony Perkins was an American actor best known for his iconic portrayal of Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, 1960. Born in New York City, Perkins came from a show business family, with his mother being an actress and his father a noted stage performer. He studied acting at Columbia University before beginning his career in the theater and films during the early 1950s. He appeared in films such as Friendly Persuasion, 1956, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. However, it was his portrayal of the deeply disturbed Norman Bates in Psycho that cemented his place in cinematic history. His portrayal of Bates, a seemingly mild-mannered motel owner with a hidden dark side, became one of the most memorable performances in horror film history. Outside of his horror roles, Perkins had a varied career in film and television, including notable roles in The Trial, 1962, Murder on the Orient Express, 1974, and The Black Hole, 1979. Despite his fame, Perkins' personal life was largely private, though it became known later in his life that he was openly gay. He died in 1992 from complications related to AIDS. Number 1. Freddy Mercury was a British singer, songwriter, and the charismatic lead vocalist of the legendary rock band Queen. He spent much of his early life in India before moving with his family to England in his teens. He attended art school and began his musical career in London, forming Queen in 1970 with guitarist Brian May, drummer Roger Taylor, and bassist John Deacon. Mercury's extraordinary vocal range and theatrical stage presence made him one of the most dynamic and influential performers in rock history. He was known for his ability to seamlessly blend genres, from rock and opera to pop and funk, creating anthems that transcended musical boundaries. Despite his public bravado, Mercury was known to be deeply private about his personal life, particularly regarding his sexuality. He was in a long-term relationship with Mary Austin, a woman he called his greatest love, but also had relationships with men. His sexuality remained a closely guarded secret for much of his life, and he publicly revealed his diagnosis of AIDS just a day before his death in 1991.